Chief Mizako.
My brother, Bros J, how far?
I did, my brother. See you,
All right. Yes,
how you doing?
Well, I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to hear from you, man.
Good to hear from you too. How you doing? How's the family? How's work? How's business?
Honestly, everything is just moving on fine, as the way the country wants it to go. So we are good.
Well, we give God, and once we are alive and we are healthy, I think that that's the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, how's your family?
Well, family is good. We give God thanks. Give God thanks.
Good.
Give God thanks.
It's going to be a good lecture.
We're waiting for our people. Yes, sir. No, it's only OBM. I don't know who is signing up with that OBM. It's not, the person is not using his name.
It's not his name.
He say can't hear.
He can't hear?
He say he cannot hear. Who is saying that he cannot hear? You can't hear me. Check from your end. Can you hear me now?
Let him unmute. Is he muted?
Yes, I think the person is unmuted.
Okay.
Let the person unmute from his own side. Just unmute yourself.
He has not dialed in via audio. You get it, right?
Yes, I that's what I'm noticing. I said she should unmute herself or himself.
No, I think he first needs to dial in via audio.
Yes, it's connecting via audio now. The person is reconnecting now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome, Dr. Yaya. Dr. Yaya, you're welcome.
Yayus, welcome.
Yeah, Dr. Yaya, welcome. Okay. But you can hear now, OBM, you can hear us now. So we are 4 now. So once we have up to 5 or 6, let's agree. Amara, what do you say?
Yeah. Once you're up to
once we have
maybe let's give some
5.
Maybe let's get like 10 persons. Or okay, that depending on time, because the Zoom is for how long? 1 hour?
Yes, 1 hour. It's time is built for 1 hour.
And it's already 14 minutes past 8. So
yes,
let's wait till maybe 20 minutes past 8.
Okay, that will be fine.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. Dr. Yaya, welcome. Unmute yourself so that we can interact. Yes, Ade, welcome. Ade is coming up now.
Okay.
Ade, welcome.
Will you stop that silly habit? Stop this. How you're tired of your people. The Bible is no slap. When we slap you, get yourself.
Hi, Mr. Julius.
Hey, Sonny Bobo, how you doing now?
How you doing?
How are you doing now? So
I'm
good to
fine,
see you.
and you hide your family.
Everybody is great.
All right, Oluwaseun.
Yes,
And
sir.
thank God for so much wisdom. Thomas, so
Ah.
I'm told that you will become more of a writer, motivational speaker. Honestly, I will argue it. I'll say no. But I thank God, and you're really making a lot of impact.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm so grateful. Thanks. How is the family now? How's work?
Yeah, the family is fine. Everybody is fine. Yeah. Okay. It's just that I hope they will move these things to Saturdays, because presently I'm even on my because I'm working from home because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I'm still on I'm still on the clock, on my work clock. But it's very joyful. For most of us, I know the timing is not convenient. For those of us outside the country, maybe UK, London, no, convenient for, because I think it's just 1 hour difference.
Yeah, but let's just see how. I think maybe we'll discuss that after the session, so that they will fix an appropriate time that can accommodate every one of us.
Yes, I think that would be
nice. Yes. We thank God, my brother.
I sell cars, so if you want to buy a car.
That's good. What brand of
anyone you like? I have a 2010 Highlander ST that will be arriving in Nigeria next week, Tuesday. Yeah, then I also have 05 Camry on at least that one will get to Nigeria upper week. Yeah, but depending on any car you want, I can get it for you when it arrives. Then you see it, you pay.
Now we'll talk more on that one.
Abuse. I know with the whole economy now in Nigeria, I don't know.
My brother, the Nigeria economy is harsh.
Yes, it is. I know. It is.
It's harsh.
It's just unfortunate for our leaders. We have very terrible leaders. I don't know, but it's well.
Yes. OBM, thank God you're up now. Okay, you're muted himself. We agreed that when we are 10, we will be able to. We will kick off when we are 10 in number, so that we can kick off, so that we can give some allowance for some people to still join us.
Hey, Daddy. Okay. So I'll just probably just off my video and mute so that I can.
Okay, that will be fine. At OBM, now you can join.
It's loud. The lecture one.
Moses Opanachi. We're already 6. Iwa. Unmute yourself. Iwami.
Yeah, good day.
Iwami. Panam possible. Maybe this.
Nah, me, my brother.
Very, very long time. How are you doing now?
I'm good. I'm good.
How is the family?
So we're fine. We thank God.
Wow. How's work?
Oga Moses.
Moses.
Hey.
See as you pull everywhere. Hey, I
Oh,
beg
boy,
carry
now
this
pull
your
everywhere.
money rob you.
Na excess workload.
Carry this your money rob me. I beg. Just the
You see this man called
spread out for
boss,
my
yeah.
head.
How things now?
Oh, thank God, though. How are things with you? How is your family?
We're fine. We're fine. We thank God. Well done.
Longest time, I've not seen you in, I guess, over 20 years.
Honestly, don't tell my brother.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
That's why
It's been a
this kind of class is good.
Yeah, so
Amara.
Yeah. Moses.
So are we good? Are we good to go now?
Yeah, we are good to go. I think we can go on since we have formed the program.
Amara,
Okay.
on your video now. Why you they hide? On your video.
I'm invisible.
You know what the guy did for Lua? I did the second room. He's in the other room.
I'm in the other
See
room.
my chairman.
Yes, so Alpha.
I do. Alpha now. How things?
Doctor,
Honestly, I'm still at
Dr.
work.
Yaya.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we can understand.
Yes,
I think we will, when next time our meetings will be on Saturday when everybody is free and it will be very convenient for every one of us.
yeah, exactly.
But
Like me, I do just coming in.
Yes. Who is OBM? Who is OBM? Let's know you. Hey, the iron lady. The iron lady herself. Eh?
What did I say? Bring this thing.
Yes. You better outsource the children so that you can pay attention. Outsource them. Mose, how far now is the music ministry now?
So, music ministry, they even though no they inside. We know they inside fully again, my brother.
Wait here for now. Why now?
Orange.
Don't be. Cousin Abubu and Dunia and it's no good in Indians.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
true.
wrong.
Moses Okwanachi.
Yeah, so.
Moses Okwanachi, this is Yahaya. To be told that you're in Abuja, I did Abuja, we know the sea. I will carry police to look for you. Now, once we by mistake see, now by mistake we see. God said, you say, do not Amara no de Abuja. I swear, now I will carry pack police come look for you.
Yeah, you.
Julius, we dey Abuja. Me and this guy dey Abuja now only once, and now by mistake we see.
Honestly,
maybe not.
Sorry, I'm trying to. I don't know what's wrong with my video. My video is not detecting my camera.
Okay.
I'm also more we try hook up. I suppose.
Now you now because when I be big man now, person of you hook up with you now.
Waiting.
Now you know that one.
Donna?
Yeah, how far?
My brother, how far now? How you doing?
Honestly, I'm good.
Man, thanks for the other day. I became very strong after taking your concussion, the concussion you described for me.
I thank God though. Some of those things that don't.
I hope you are still playing football. I mean, your son they play. My son they worry for you.
Oh, I tried playing the other day. I almost fainted. He didn't even reach up to 5 minutes. I'm telling you.
Mr. Julius, how far now? How's everything?
Very well, my brother. All is well. All is good.
I see our brother Pompey has joined.
Yes. I think
Okay.
we're about 7 now. They're just waiting for 2-3 more people, and then we can kick off.
Oh, we kick off. Okay.
We agreed that
yes.
when we are 10. Yeah. The Jeep pump.
Yeah, I'm not here for too long. I'm actually at work. I just took some time to just mark present.
Oh, well, we gladly appreciate the fact that you give us the little attention you could offer. But for the time that you're going to be around, I think let's just enjoy the moment before you take your leave. It's so unfortunate that this particular class was organized for
nice hearing your
Wednesday.
voice.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Bros, how far now? Now, wow.
When we meet you for MTN, you pick race, run away from Nigeria.
Oh, boy, man. I beg, no vex, I beg.
Hi, Pompey. I think they only me get bushy hair, but as I see you now, I just feel like thank you.
Oh boy, nice one. Nice. I had to join because I'm like I supposed to see people. I beg. Now, because I'm prison idea that I talk to you. Please do. This is their pandemic now. Wow.
Yeah. Is there a lockdown there?
Oh boy, no be small lockdown. No. This is lock and throw away the keys.
Are you serious?
Oh, wow. Why are you guys coping?
I've been at home for since March last year. All I do is drop my kids at school and go to the groceries, go to church. That's even the church, they don't even lock the church. And now the church, just few people can even go. So everywhere is locked.
No.
So is that bad?
So how are the kids coping in school?
You know them, they're not affected now. God has blessed them. The thing doesn't affect them at all. So they are living their normal life. Exactly. Wow. They are living their normal life. Joel knows this. Joel is in the States. Well, the States, they are very stubborn.
Like the States, yes, in the US. My kids have been at home since March. They've been schooling from home since March last year.
Yeah.
Wow. This is really serious.
Yeah, it is. That's why when they were talking about the vaccine on the platform, I decided not to see anything. Because you know the way people are dying in the US. Honestly, better to be vaccinated than to die from COVID.
No problem. By God's grace, I can assure everybody by God's grace that we and our loved ones will be safe from COVID by God's grace.
Amen.
Amen. By Almighty God's protection, the thing shall not see we and our loved ones. As we are getting it by story.
Yes.
Now, so now me, Paul.
Oh, Prof. Oh my God.
No, not be Prof. Not be Prof. This is not
Prof. Prof. Yeah. Okay. I think that Prof. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
No.
This one is Zuberu.
Okay, Zuberu. Zuberu.
Yes, so my brother.
This is amazing.
So how's
everything? Are you still in Abuja?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, yeah, we're still with MTEL, right?
Yeah, still with them.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, nice seeing everybody. Wallahi.
Yeah, all right, guys, I think that, do we still wait for the 3 more persons? Because we can
start. 8:30, we can start.
Okay. It's all right. If I have the full permission of
sorry, Julius, sorry. I'm sorry, please.
Okay.
I was looking at the timing, and being a midweek, a lot of us stand to benefit from some of this. I was seeing if we could see if it's possible. I know it's going to be tasking. I know how much you have put into the time to make this period available for yourself. Many of us stand to benefit from this, and I'm looking at the possibility of we being our brother's keeper, and see if it's possible we can reschedule this to a time where we can bring in more people on board. Because you see the last previous ones we had, especially the session you took, you may not believe it that Hamisu, if you remember Hamisu Amadou, Me and him sat down in Zaria when I went over to Zaria, and we talked extensively with that session. And I believe so many people will benefit from it. Yeah. So I'm looking at, rather than we saying this and later on more people who want to be involved, why don't we look for how we can schedule it most likely to weekend where we can have so many people be on board? I think many of us will benefit from it.
Well, for me, I'm at the group's service. So we will just have to, if we all agree.
But I think I have a different opinion.
Okay.
I think we should ride on with it. He can still repeat the session come any weekend, right? Because if we put it off now, what guarantees us a weekend that people will join up? So let's do it now. Then post it on the group page, create more awareness. Then by Saturday, people will join up. So that's what I feel.
Honestly, I think I agree with Amara, because when the notification was sent out, probably people should have complained about, not willing to attend or schedule clash. That should have been rescheduled. But if we are joined, I think we should go ahead. The recording will be available. The recording can be posted on the.
Exactly. They're available. Because I've just gone through my WhatsApp and I can see that a lot of people have gone through that message they've read. They are not willing to join, or maybe their network is bad, or the data is not available to join the Zoom. So I feel we should continue. We should go on with it. Then send in the video like they did the last time for those that can download.
Okay. So if that's fine with all of us, if that's fine with all of us that is here, Pompey, what do you say? We already have.
Well, I be follow anything.
Moses, what do you say?
No, I think we should go on. We should.
Okay. Okay. So we have the majority's habits.
Yeah.
the yeas have it.
And the good thing is I go with the majority.
Hello? Yeah, what is
great.
I said the good thing is Yahya goes with the majority.
Okay, that's fine. So that means that we are going to commence now. So I want to crave everybody's indulgence that we should mute ourselves now so that we can get the best out of this. So I'll be sharing my screen now for the documents that we'll use. And then I want to confirm if you can see the screen, you just let me know in the chat box. So as other people are coming in, I'll be admitting them, and then we can have a swell time, if that's okay with us. Is it okay with us?
Yeah, it's okay.
No, Julius, I think that's perfect. It's a good idea.
Okay. Okay. So I'll
Julius, just wanted to make me vex each time I see your picture.
What's that?
I thought I will have more white hair than you. How come you're having more white than I am?
Oh, my brother. That one no be something where I know be explained though.
No, we have to know the secret.
Why it be like that.
G-Pops, we have to know the secret. Because if it's so much money, we have to start taxing this guy.
I mean, it's so much money. You know, the thing about money is this. Income differential happens because sometimes you might be making a lot of money and you can be going through a lot of things.
This guy don't carry the good training. No.
So we will let me share my screen, and then we can get the okay. Just give me a little time. I want to get my slides up. Sorry, 1 minute. I'm just trying to the thing wrong. They hide somewhere here. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. How many don't they pass? Okay. I think that we are close now. Hey, mind yourself there.
Julius, better leave that to our guy. Waiting.
Very good.
Now, because my own no day here, if not somebody for don't come, they snatch the laptop from my hand.
What can we do without these people? We need
That's
them.
why we have to remain grateful to Almighty God, though.
I tell you, my brother.
Because what thing they do now, if you investigate, we will do more than them.
They did a lot.
We thank God, Sha.
Yes, it's good to have them all around us. They are sources of encouragement on a daily basis.
Honestly, each time you see them, you just know you have to keep thanking to Almighty God.
And it's one of the reasons why we are doing all the hustling.
Honestly.
That's so. That's why they tell somebody, say, if you think that your father did not make it, you are part of the reason why he didn't make it.
Of course.
Because he was thinking of you all the way. And
I tell somebody the other day, how much was our parents making that time?
Oh.
Look at how much we were making now, but we're still struggling.
We're still trying to. Okay, if you can see my screen, please just let me know. Yes, if you can see my screen, just let me know. You can see my screen.
Okay, I'm good. I can see your screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Yes, everybody
Yeah,
can see
your
my
screen.
Good, great.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So everybody can see my screen. So let's dive into the meat of the matter.
Kindly give me permission, now. Please. I want to record.
So, okay, we lost some. Let me. Okay, I'm coming. I'm also recording, but it's cloud. So let's see if we can give them, and it will not affect our flow. So let's see if we can. Okay, I've not seen your request to, yes, you have to request to get that permit. Yet to see it. Yet to see it.
Okay, just proceed. Anytime it pops up, then you just accept.
It's all right. It's all right. Okay, good. Everyone can see my screen. So today our subject of discussion is what intentional income growth. Intentional income growth. And that's why we have this intentional income growth. How to sell your expertise and earn a premium without manipulation or hype. The sincere truth is this. We are all aware there's none of us, we have come a long way, and there's none of us that is below 4 decades old in a country that we know is highly irresponsible and does not have us as a priority. And the truth has remained that the value of the currency globally in international markets has really gone down to nothing. As at yesterday, I learned that 1 million CFA is 1 million naira, and that looks like an insult to me. I know what CFA was exchanging for some years back. So that's to tell us that no matter how much you're making now, if you're growing and your income is not growing, you are closer to bankruptcy. That's the sincere truth. There's no doubt. We are here to tell each other the sincere truth. And for any one of us most of us are already above 40. And then for 40 solid years, you can't say that as at now that you don't have a taste of what reality is. So you'll have discovered that the best guys don't have the best jobs, and the best jobs are not sustainable as secure as you would think that they will be. So the best job security today is that side hustle that you have. And the good thing about the side hustle is it's about your knowledge, your exposure, your expertise, your experience. Anything for 40 solid years, I'm sure that you have enough experience that is something that the next generation are hungry for. Even though the next generation seem to be the laissez-faire type of generation, you can see they lack the kind of tenacity and toughness that we have. They are so much impatient and in a hurry. And all that are all to our advantage. Why did I say they are all to our advantage? The fact that they can succeed, but they cannot manage their success. And that's where the strength of our own character, the strength of our own tenacity comes. That's where it comes. So we have sufficient experience, even though if it is not academic experience, even though it is not, you have marital experiences. Of course, you have been a parent, and then you've been in relationship, ups and downs. So many things have happened that has resulted in a pack of experience for us. And normally what I say anywhere is that what? All your experiences, good and bad, they are raw materials for what? For your progress. Every of our challenges create chances for us. It's just that if we're unable to convert those chances, then we become victims. So it is very important. And that's why that caption is there as what? Intentional income growth. That is, it is that you are conscious about the growth of your income, that you don't need anybody. Responsibility puts an alert on you. That's what? You've got to make more money if you have to be what? Comfortable. A point came where I sat down and I had to blueprint what exactly would be my basic need within a month. Given that the fact that I am even firstborn and I have a long queue behind me, responsibilities that you can't ignore, you understand, the responsibilities that you cannot ignore, and the realities you cannot deny are there, staring at you. I have to sit down and ask myself what exactly. I used to work in the bank, and so you cannot, when the tides changed, when I left banking, I immediately adjusted my lifestyle, because what? Your lifestyle, your work style determines your lifestyle. And if you are unable to adjust your lifestyle in the process of change, you'll find out that you will burn your fingers. And the truth is that the age range where we are in right now, which is the age range between 35, 45, 50, thereabout. Some of our colleagues are close to 50. So there's something that is normally called midlife crisis, where something happens and it's like things are not going to happen again. That's when you begin to think there are certain things I should have done that I didn't do. You understand? And if you are not strong enough, and if you don't put yourself in the midst of those that can actually encourage you and also support you with relevant knowledge that can help you jack up again, you find out that you'll be in that struggle. For instance, you agree with me that the friends that you have from secondary school are more sustainable than the ones you have in the university. That is the sincere truth. That's reality for you. The ones in the university, everybody is like on his own. Some of us haven't seen ourselves in the last 20 years. You don't know what one person has gone through. There are so many people that you expected so much from, and you are seeing so little about. There are so many people that you thought nothing will happen, but great things have happened for them. That is just the varieties of life. And all those things, they are part of what makes it necessary for you to be intentional about your life. The fact that things in a country like Nigeria, for instance, for some of us that are outside Nigeria, it could be mild. It's not that it is absolutely comfortable and all that. It could be mild, it could be easier. But for those that are in Nigeria, of course, they understand, every one of us understand the heat. The fact that every infrastructural facility that should enable you move forward is not even given attention at all, makes it what? Steeper and tougher. The fact that there is no change in your income, but your expenses are growing on a daily basis. Our expenses, as long as you are breathing, your expenses and your responsibilities are growing. So if your income is not growing in the direction of your growth or your responsibilities, what will happen is that what? You will find out that your upkeep will become a problem. And the truth is that everybody has their own peculiarities and their own challenges. So it will also take a height and a good height of emotional balance, emotional intelligence, understanding, to be able to know, not to feel bad when you approach somebody for an assistance and the person cannot offer it to you, and to also appreciate the person that can give you any form of push or assistance in any way thereof. It may not be financial, but it may be educational, it may be counsel, it may be support. Wherever it is that we find ourselves, the little assistance that you get from somebody, maybe you get to the hospital, or like Yaya was appreciating Amara a short while ago. These are things that money cannot buy. Of course, if you compare the prescription that he gave to you, what he saved you, and the cost of pain that you would have gone through, you understand, you will know that that little counsel or prescription that he gave you covered, closed the gap. So, and that's a form, he has given you money. A kind of indirectly, he has given you money, and he has increased your income in one way or the other. So as much as possible, we must come to the reality that what all the experiences that you have gathered, there are quite a number of people that need that dimension of experience. And it will be very good if people have been meeting you for different kinds of counsel, or you just know, you counsel people and they get results. Now, that's an indication that what you have a customer pipeline. That's it. So it now behoves on you to be able to put that knowledge together, create, you are clear about what you can do, the results that you can produce, what your knowledge, what your experience, what your exposure can produce, to now put them together in a package in a manner that is going to attract what? High-paying clients. You understand? You become naturally attractive to high-paying clients, and then people that are matured. For instance, now, if all of you were my clients now, we have a measure of understanding than if I am talking to somebody that is from the streets. You understand? It is going to take me a lot than when I'm relating with people that understand and that can flow at my level, at my realm of understanding, that can understand. All of us are married. So you see, this, what I'm saying is not new to us. There is a connection, there is a resonation. The moment I talk about a problem, you can resonate with it. And that's the same way it is in the business world and in the corporate world, where if you are currently working, I can tell you for sure that what your professional expertise is relevant to the upcoming generation. And it will, for instance, there are some of us in the academia. Now, Amara is there as a pharmacist. Now, he could have apprentice, right? Depending on the scope and the vision that they have about the business, his passion for the pharmaceutical, right? It can have partnership with those that can create drugs, you understand? And a business is initiated that way. And then you can also have apprentices, people that want to learn. There are students that want to learn pharmaceuticals that are in the university. They can begin to do their internship under your professional understanding. Yes, you may look at it that you don't have certificate to do that, but there's a way to formalize it. You can see that the knowledge world has been disintegrated, especially with the advent of what COVID-19. You understand? The knowledge has been democratized. Information is no longer expensive. The thing is the conversion of what information. And that's why in the market, in the business space, if the product is not, this phone is not the product. The definition of a product is what? Organized intellectual property that solves a particular problem. You see, a product is an organized intellectual property that solves a problem. For instance, this particular session we're dealing with now, that's a product, right? And I can tell you for sure that this same session, I can still sell this same session I'm having with you for a fee. If I put it up and write a sales letter on this and everything that we're discussing here right now, I can still sell it. There will be quite a number of people that will be interested in what we're about to discuss today. And I'm sure that by the time this class is over, every one of us will be grateful for the experience that we are having. So what is our objective? Our objective basically is to understand our present income status. So where you are right now, I'd like you to check yourself. If you want to give yourself a score on from 1 to 10, where will you say you are? Will you say you are below 5? Will you say you are above 5? Or will you say you are at 0.5? in as far as your income is concerned? Will you say you're making enough to meet all your needs, or your money is at the end of the month, or your month is at the end of the money? You understand? Is your take home really taking you home? Now, I want you to begin to think about that. So we want to understand our present income status. Am I at a volatile place? Do you understand? Am I struggling to catch up with my expenses? Are there income sources that I'm not exploring? I want you to begin to think about that. So score yourself and put it somewhere that on a scale of 1 to 10, where will I say I am in my income status? Will I say I'm comfortable? Will I say that I'm struggling? Will I say that what I am not even there at all? Yeah, it's possible. There's nothing to be ashamed about this. One thing I've learned in life is that what? Don't be entangled with what is not working. Right? Fun story. I had a very big vision, but I was operating with the wrong formula. The moment I left banking, there was so much. I had a wealth and a bank of experience, right? I got an office, which a very big office, because I was staying in Calabar, and I discovered that majority of the resource persons, they import them from Lagos. They import them from Lagos. And I was thinking, what these people from Lagos come to deliver here is not beyond what can be done here. So why is it like that? So I began to position myself to be paid for what I know. Do you understand? And I can tell you for sure that wherever you're working now, are you an asset there or a liability? That's one thing, again, I want you to understand where you're working now. If you leave that place today, will you say you have learned sufficiently to be able to become a consultant to that place? If you are not thinking that way, then you are running on a bankrupt mission. That is the sincere truth. So you will not be missed for anything. Are we together? You will not be missed for anything. So what principle, are you an MVP, a valuable player in your current place of work? In your current place of work, or you are somebody that can be discarded with what? A wave of the hand. So many people have been bankrolling their lives like this, and they don't know that what they are shortchanging themselves in the future. Before you will realize, it will be impossible for you to run. So like I was saying, so I had a very big office that was expensive, but what? The customers were not coming because I was staying in a place where knowledge is not valued. Knowledge is not valued, is not so appreciated. So what happened was that what? My rent was running and I was not getting customers. But what was I doing? I was busy converting what that time into what? Developing myself, investing in myself, and what? Writing a lot of content, a lot of books. Now, as I talk with you now, I've written over 30 books. Most of them are not published. About 6 or 7 of them are published. The first book I wrote, I sold about 200 copies. The first 200 copies were sold on Facebook. Right? So rather than, because I was intentional about it, is not going to Facebook to just do, I was positioning myself. You understand? So what happened was that my rent was running, but I was not making income. So at a point in time, I was owing rent. At the same time, what happened? I was now liquidating my investment, selling my shares to pay rent, and I was not making money. So it wasn't funny. I got to a point where I said, no, I cannot be entangled with what is not working. So I shut down the office and decided to work from home. Right? Because what? Nobody's going to pay my bills, and I don't owe anybody any explanation. Right? At the same time, so you can be looking like you are blossoming, but you are bleeding. That's the sincere truth. So don't be entangled with what is not working. That's one thing I want us to know, to get it very well. Am I adding some value to you? If I'm making sense thus far that we have discussed, let me know in the chat box. Now, I give you 2 scenarios for you to understand that you have to be intentional about your income growth. There are 2 hotels in the town where I live. One has over 300 rooms and one has only 25 rooms. Now, this one that has 300 rooms is big, very big, very, very mighty. But what? It is 30% capacity utilization. That means only 30% of the rooms are occupied. But this other hotel has what? Only 25 rooms, but it's fully booked every single day. Who do you think is making profits? That one is only big for nothing, but the other one is small but effective. So you can see it now. There was a particular bakery that I used to go and buy by managerial flaws there. You understand? Even though they had traffic, anybody that is passing or seeing the way traffic is going on in that place, you will think that things are happening for them. But that particular business was bleeding. In fact, that particular bakery has been sold now to another person. But if you are just passing outside, so there are many people that look as if everything is happening, but what? There is internal bleeding. And that's why in the scene of an accident, which could be what? Any kind of emergency or anything, life happens. Somebody can just lose his job. My son was only 10, my second son was only 10 days old when I got to the office one day, and they told me that my good services were no longer required, despite the fact that I was one of the premium staff and everything like that. My appraisals were in the realms of the 90s. The last one was 85.6. You understand? And everybody was like, it shouldn't be you. But the banking industry is not like that. Your employer is not emotional, he's objective, right? He's the last person to go. You are the first person to go. That's the sincere truth. So he's not thinking of you, he's thinking of himself. If your salary is increased, he's only powering you to produce more. So don't be overexcited about what? Your perks and your incentive without creating an insurance for yourself. What happens when this is no more, right? So those are the things that you should consider when checking your present and income status. If today you get to work and they say no more, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to you? The truth is this: if you don't have enough financial literacy, I think it's time for you to do that. You don't need anybody to tell you that now. That's not supposed to be a subject of discussion here. Yes, it's not supposed to be a subject of discussion here because reality will tell us to do that. You are to dig your well before you are tested. That's it. So you develop clarity on for what next to do and what is possible to intentionally grow out your income, to grow out your income. Now, then the next thing, the number 3 thing there is about to design a shift in income generation, to see how we can create a new income stream after tonight's class, to be able to sit down and blueprint what exactly can I do. So as you are now, after this class, I'm going to give an exercise, and the exercise is this. I want you to pick up a plain sheet of paper and write everything that you know that you can do that can give somebody a result. We'll get to that. So, like I say here, how do you make more money ethically with fun fulfillment without any form of manipulation or hype? Let's take, for instance, if you paid for this course. Now, with how much we have discussed so far, would you say you have wasted your money? Now, what I'm doing, am I struggling to do it? Am I getting some fulfillment from it? Am I getting paid for this? You understand? What you have paid me tonight is your attention. And information is no longer the currency in the market, it's attention. Are you able to get the attention of the market? If you have a product that can gain the attention of the market, then you are in business, you are in demand, right? Now, if you have the services, if as a doctor, everybody, there is nothing that happens in that particular hospital environment, they need the substance, your resourcefulness to be able to carry on. You are just the number one go-to person. And that's an indication that that particular amount of knowledge can be monetized. That is to say, if there's a particular procedure that you are exceptional at, why don't you just blueprint that particular procedure like a normal lesson note if you're a teacher? If you can do lesson notes, you can write a curriculum for a course that can be taught online and you can be paid for. You see, you may bother that who is going to buy the course, just create the course and keep. Behave like the spider. The spider simply does what? It will spin its web and wait for the prey to come. That's one concept about business. So stop thinking about stop measuring people about the size of their income. Measure them by the size of their problem. The size of a person's problem is what opens his wallet. That's the sincere truth. The size of a person's problem is what opens his wallet. The moment you know that the answer is resident somewhere, the place is not distant. Opening your wallet is not difficult. Why is it that when there's a particular problem, people go out of their way to even borrow to ensure that that particular problem is solved, is taken care of? It's because it's exclusively important to you. You know the cost of not taking care of that thing. So the price of what you are paying for, or the cost, or undergoing a tutelage. Don't say that you cannot learn something. You can go and be an apprentice under somebody. I know a graduate who went to learn welding. You understand? A welding, normal welding of iron or something like that. Now, he blueprinted a process, right? That he has somebody in the university that he can get contract, but the contracts that are available are not the type, are for artisans. So he had to mark what? 6 months for himself to go and what? Sit down under a normal welder to learn welding in order to secure welding contracts in that place. And what happened? The first contract that they gave him, paid him all the money he has not earned since he has been working. Can you see that now? So he separated, he blocked 6 months of his life and did what? Went to learn another thing apart from. Now, everybody, I studied accounting, graduated, Moses is aware that I studied accounting and my accounting was not sharp accounting. Yes, was not sharp accounting that I studied. Everybody would have thought that, Julius is going to become an auditor. See what I am doing today. So be very, very ready to be able to switch places in the place where you can have fun doing it. You can be relating with people that will not, people that with less effort will make more money. Are we together? So quickly, the fearful reality, I mentioned quite a number of this. The need to understand the times is no longer optional, but simply obligatory. So you've got to clear your mess. You've got to sit down and look at yourself. Am I really free? Like Nigeria has obtained independence, but we are not free. That's the truth. You can be independent, but not free. That's the sincere truth. You're independent, but you are not free. Now, you're independent, you have your money, but are you making the right decisions about your money? Are you making the right decisions about your competencies, your expertise, your experience? Now, you can be a bundle of talents and be just a dormant diamond. A dormant diamond in the sense that you have the capacity to make money, but you just can't tie them together. You just can't tie them together. Now, there's a course like that I specifically created for only people that are working and that are above 40. So I have pre-qualified my clients. If you are not in that category, you cannot come because you will not be able to pay me, right? And there is a short cost on that, and there are different varieties that we can do. So there are different ways in which you can multiply your offers and your product, what you do, your expertise, your experience. So what am I saying is that the size of what is available is not a guarantee that you have a portion if you don't strategically participate. Now, some people, there are some businessmen and there are some people, contractors, that when the budget is published, they go and study the budget to know where the money is going to. Then they go and plot and go and wait there. Now, I worked with Oceanic Bank. Now, Oceanic Bank does not go for the high-ranking corporate organization. We go to the grassroots. Why? We were operating on the philosophy that whatever goes up will come down, right? So we go to the market woman, we go to the retailer, we go to the. So sometimes you can have only 2 clients that can be paying your bills, and you can have 1,000 clients that are not even covering anything. So the lesser, the better. This is the quality of the few. I call it the rule of the few. The quality of the few customers, high premium customers that you have can determine. For instance, Amara has a pharmacy, and then there's a particular hospital that says Amara should supply them consistently the drugs that they need for their own pharmaceutical there, their own dispensary there. You're going now. If he has 5 of those kind of hospitals, you know what that means. So that's an additional income in addition to his pharmacy. His pharmacy may be very small, but he may be vast in generating those things. He's able to connect those that produce the drugs to those that need the drugs, right? In fact, they may even be the one to give him the money to do that business, and it gets his setup. We'll come to that as we go forward. Now, I said we live in an ultra fast and evolving world today. Reality is more than ever is economic. Reality is more than ever economic, and it more than ever is economic, social, and political change evident. You understand? Now, what I'm saying there is that today, both economic, social, political change are glaring at us. And the bad thing about it is that in the world of business today, what has been observed, look at what the statistics is saying. He said Gen Y unemployment is approaching a staggering percentage according to Wall Street Journal. What's Gen Y? Of course, you know the series of generation that we have: Gen Y, Gen X, and then the bloomers. You can see now. Then Gen X is on track to be the first generation to be one with retirement than the parent to have been. Let me shift this so that I can. Okay, yes. To do worse in retirement than their parents, according to NPR. Can you see that now? That means there's a generation, it's a set of generations between 45 to 56. A generation is normally between 10 to 14, 15 years. That's what a generation is like. So the Gen Y, the Gen Z, and then we have the baby bloomers, which some of us are part of it. Now, it's saying that the baby bloomers are more likely to remain unemployed if they lose their job. That's to say that people in our category now and above, from 40 and above, they form part of what the bloomers. You understand? Even though this from 40 and above, if they lose their job, they may remain unemployed. Those within the ages of 35, maybe 28 to 40, you understand? They may still have it difficult. They may still have it difficult to be able to cling on, because the organizations are looking for those that are coming out new, those with digital, compliance, digital expertise, digital literacy and exposure. There are some of us now, if not because of COVID, some of us cannot work remotely. Now, the reason why we are able to use Zoom today is because remote computing started long, but it was not celebrated. But when COVID-19 came and everybody had to stay at home, everybody had to learn how to organize themselves and work from home. So you still have to work in the comfort of your home, but you must be disciplined enough to submit what you're required. You understand? So there's this time slot for everyone. Now you can see now in GTB in Calabar, for instance, now they do 1 week. They have 2 branches. 1 week work this week, the other branch will work next week. And the employees are not coming to work every day like they used to. So all the lofty jobs that are no longer as lucrative as they used to be. So everything that I do today are a composite, a complete compendium of all my corporate experience and my street experience. For over 17 years, and I spent 10 years in banking, and I've spent more than 7 to 8 years now on the street, doing different kinds of business, interacting with different kinds of people. And together is what I put together to create the kind of training offers that I create in order to be able to source income. I still do quite a number of things as well. So what are we saying? The disruption has moved from what we used to know. Now, we said the disruption has shifted from what? Just ordinary premium. The premium has shifted from information to attention. So attention is what? The new currency. Attention is what? The new currency. So now, if you're not intentional, you cannot change your game. Now, I don't want to bore us with the literature of this, because there's nothing that is new to us here. Being intentional is what differentiates our reality and organizes our possibility. Until you come to that point and make a decision and determine that, man, I can't continue like this. See, what I call irresponsibility is the fact that you are comfortable with your problem. Irresponsibility means you are comfortable with your challenge. Being responsible simply means we are willing and ready to do whatever it takes for you to change your experience. So that's exactly what it means. So the tragedy of the modern day demands, being intentional, demands that you are intentional or you live frustrated. Now, we have come a long way, and I don't want to boast. Those lessons, education, experience, expertise are raw materials for making more money than you are currently making. That is the sincere truth. Now, if anybody wants to ask you what it means to be a father or to be a boss, Yaya works in MTEL. There are quite a number of experiences that he's had. G-Pumps works in the United States. Now, Sunday was telling me about the cars, that we sent some cars here. You understand? Apart from what he does, he still has an opportunity to buy cars and ship it down to Nigeria here. When it's coming, because it's from your classmate, you expect that he's going to be trustworthy, he's going to be sincere and true. Not, even though not everybody will be sincere. So I want to advise you, trust but verify. A lot of things has changed about many people. And when it comes to money, people can be very, very different. So it's important that what you trust, but what verify. This is reality. This is life for us. We have had experience, even in the group, even though I'm not aware, certain things happen, but a lot of things happen. We must sit down to hear ourselves out before we come to a conclusion. So I've discovered in all my movement and journeys and everywhere, people that I've met, I meet people every day. I see different kinds of business challenges, different kinds of challenging realities every day. Very pathetic. You see somebody very brilliant, but he's broke. You see somebody who's an expert, but he's bankrupt. Why? Because the channels of expenses are more than the channels of income. And because he's stranded, he's boxed up in what he's doing. He loves his job so much, but his job does not love him. So it's possible. So that's why you find some people are so attached. Now, one of the philosophies that helped me as an employee was this: I'm working with my employer. I'm not working for my employer. Working with my employer kept me to deliver my best as a raw material for where I'm going to. On my desk, everyone knows that nothing comes to my desk and leave without it being solved. I was operating what we call the 4-option code as I did in school. What is it? If you come to my place, I have 4 different options for you, for your solution. So I was a go-to person. But when I left banking, my first client was my customer in the bank. So, and that's why I was saying, who are you on the job where you are now? If you are not an asset on the job, I'm telling you, you are a liability when you go out. Now, in 2013, I did a project called Rescue for Busy People, right? I went to about 23 banks in Calabar here, their branches here, to do a 15 minutes pet talk with them. When I got there, I began to tell them, look here, the reality is this. That other side where you are, when you come to this other side, outside the counter, you understand how it is. So don't be deceived by this glass house that you are seated in or the corporate attire that you are wearing. Out there, people are making money, but you may not be aware. You may just think that you are the peacock in that place. You may think that everything is fair, well and fine. If you step out there to know what's happening outside there, you will know that, well, you have been wasting your time here. That's the sincere truth about it. So poverty of infrastructure makes cost of living higher than the minimum wage and salary. We all know the frustration in Nigeria already. So, and the truth is that what salary is not an absolute cure to poverty, rather. And it's not an absolute cure to poverty. There is no news of anyone who got rich or became wealthy by salary. That invites us to doing business. Doing business, therefore, becomes easy when we can find and plot our sweet spots for earning more from our experience and expertise. As we grow, our responsibilities grow. And without intentional income growth, frustration, depression, financial pressure, and many more other effects, we will suffer. And we wish that we did some things that we did not do. So what are the things that you are expected to do now? We are going to start from this to be able to I know our time is running, but let me quickly rush up. The first step is this: find yourself, discover yourself, find your clarity. What exactly can I do? Who exactly am I? You are not you say, yeah, who are you? You say, I work in MTEL, I'm an engineer. No, that's not it. What is the problem that your being there solves? That is what makes you more business-minded and conscious. So when you're telling somebody that I'm an engineer, you have not sold yourself, right? You have not sold yourself. Now, for you to be able to find your ideal client, you must have discovered exactly who you are. Who am I? Up to date now, you should have known where you are, where your passion lies, where your strengths are. Discover who you are. What can I do to create solution for another person? Everybody is obvious right now that Julius is in the field of training and consulting. There are a lot of diagnoses that I do. When I get into a business premises, a lot of ideas come into my head. I know how to multiply the person's income, how to multiply his offers, how to scale what he's doing in order to generate more income. And that, if you want to engage me for an action plan or you want to get a clarity session, is $100. I tell you, pay me $100 for 90 minutes. And some people, they know that, okay, this is it. And they say, okay, let's go. In 90 minutes, I'll tell you that if you are not satisfied with what we have done, I give you back your money. And I've not seen anybody to say that he wants to get back his money. You understand? Went into a particular shop and I was like asking the lady, she does this cardigans, right? She makes cardigans with a machine. When I got there, I said, okay, how long have you been here? Said he's been here for 5 years. No, what's your rent? 100,000. 100,000. So in the last 5 years, would you say that you have made 500,000 for 5 years that you have been here? Say, I don't even know. That means you don't have records. So how are you going to evaluate yourself? Right? Now, you make cardigans now. You make for schools, right? Yes. You say, yes, she makes for school, basically. She makes for school, basically. Do I say, how many schools do you service? How many schools are in Calabar? So the number of clients that you reach determines the number of income that you will have. You are reaching only 5 schools out of more than 50 schools. Now, this is what we are going to do. You are going to use your experience and your testimonial, the customer experience of those 5 schools to market 10 more schools. Now, or 20 more schools. I remember that I told her that you're going to reach out to 20, 25 schools, but our target is 10 schools, right? Now, what is the amount of business that these 5 schools does with you? You say you make only 25 cardigans for them. Okay, now, if we are able to prospect we'll go for 25. now using our performance with the 5 schools to negotiate, to sell to what 25 other schools. But our target is 10. We are looking for 10, but we are prospecting what 25. Now, if we're able to secure these 25 within 90 days, right? That was a 90 days project again. Within the next 90 days, I want you to prospect what 25 schools and get 10. Now, if you get 10, this is what happens. If you get 10 of those schools to do the same 25 number that other schools are doing, what happens? Your number of things that you're doing becomes 250. If you make only 2,000 naira, how much do you make from one of the cardigans that you do? You say, I make only 2,000 naira. Now, 2,000 multiplied by 250, that is what? 500,000. That covers the 5 years rent you have never made, right? But is it possible for you to reach out to 25 and make 10? She said, yes, it's possible. See, so that means we are not going to sit down in your shop and expect customers to come to you. Don't make the mistake that I make. Before you get the shop, get the customer, right? My mistake was that getting a very big office, but not having the customer. So the focus is on the customer, on the client. And that's why step 2 is what? Finding your ideal client. Your ideal client is that person that is hungry and willing. There are 3 sets of people that you meet. There are people that have problem and are willing to solve the problem right now. There are people that have problem but needs to be educated about their problem to know the effect and the consequence of not treating that problem. Now, there are other people that have a problem and are not ready to even take care of it. Now, out of these 3, which of them do you think will be ready to pay you instantly for the solution that you create? That's your ideal client. That's your ideal what customer. So the intelligence, the business intelligence, for you to be able to say, oh, this is the person that you want to serve. You must define the person you want to serve. If you don't understand yourself, how would you identify the person that you can serve? Do you understand me now? So with the level of my expertise, I know the people that I can serve. With what, do you know that I even wrote a book that explained my life in the university? Right, I wrote a book like that, Beyond Certificate, which were principles of how to succeed, how I succeeded in school, and how you can blueprint those principles and replicate that success. So that is that about what? Creating what? Solution options for people. And that's what invites income. So when you get somebody's attention, how do you turn it to a meaningful conversation? How do you commercialize your conversation to sell your expertise to people that can pay you, will not blink an eye? Are we together now? So then the next thing is to what? To shamelessly sell your solution or your method or your transformation. Now, your method can be different. Your method is related to your uniqueness. Do you understand? Now, if you see people in ministry, there are some pastors that they drive traffic to their church with their music ministry. So pastors drive traffic by what? Their what? The word. They are preaching. Some pastors drive what? Traffic through miracles. Some pastors drive what? Traffic through prophecy. So those are different methods. It is still a church, but there are different methods of generating traction that will increase whatever sizable number of income. But today it is different. People are rushing into ministry without defining exactly what you are. I tell people that you don't have to be a pastor in a church for you to be able to serve God. That is the sincere truth. I say now there are plenty of people that I pastor by what I do. I don't have to be a pastor, but the glory of God and my principles and my values are made manifest as I do what I do. I remember teaching emotional intelligence in Nigerian Port Authority to some of their senior management. And what happened was that one man came to me and said that, well, the report that I got was that I was given like a death report, but from all the things that you have taught us, I'm confident that I will not die. And the man is still alive till today. So what other things, which other deliverance do you need now? I was just teaching emotional intelligence and the person is getting delivered. So there are many ways in which we can pastor. So there are many ways also in which the experience you have gathered so far today can be monetized. That is simple. That is the simple thing that I'm saying. But you have to shamelessly sell your solution. You don't look at, when I do business with my wife, we're doing distributorship, we're distributing water, bottled water. And even as an operations manager in the bank, every Saturday I go to the market to distribute water. When you see me in the market, I'm throwing water. I even used to carry my children along so that they will understand, say, man, this is how they are making the money that is powering all the things that you enjoy. Are we together? So that's the sincere truth. We've got to be real with ourselves, right? You can't be suffering and smiling. You can't be suffering and keep quiet. Tell yourself the sincere to face the reality. Say, man, you can't continue like this. What must I do to get out of this? You won't know body explanation. As far as I was concerned, I've been in the market. They say, if you see me in the market, say manager. I say, man, manager is in the market, man. That is the sincere truth about it, right? Because nobody's going to pay my bills. I don't owe anybody any form of explanation. And thank God, you've got to work in collaboration, in cooperation and collaboration with your spouse so that they can understand. You can put hands together and you can win. So my wife is the business director. Me, I do the business intelligence part, write the proposals and everything like that, the sales letter, and do management meeting. We sit down and we do management meeting. So how did the business go? My wife works and I also work, yet we still do business. That's it. So, and so many other things like that. That's all in order to make what? To create enough cost. Because one thing is this, if you're not making daily income and you're making daily expenses, you're going to have problems. So your daily income cancels your daily expenses. And that's what gives you the margin to save. Are we together? And the savings is not for interest. The savings is a leverage to take advantage of opportunities. So some people think that savings, you are saving money because of emergency. Are you expecting emergency? But saving money to take advantage of investment opportunities. That's the way I reason. And that's what makes you to think of what saving. But most of the time you say you don't have enough to save. It's a discipline that we have to create. Sometimes our hands are so full that we cannot save. But what are the things that we can do to invite what? More income to what we are doing? So this is the model. You must be clear. When you are clear, you have clarity, you design a framework, and then you create what? A revenue system. When you are clear about what you can do, what solutions you can bring, how you can change the experience of a business. Now, I studied accounting. Then while I was waiting for clients in my office, I was doing some accounting work for small businesses. I went for 2 interviews at Chevron, and I stole HR experience from those interviews. So I did some recruitment, and was fantastically done. One thing is that no matter what you have learned now, your experience can garnish it and present it in a unique way that what people will pay you for. That's the sincere truth. So I was doing all those small things, even if you did 10, 20K, if you make 10K from one person and you make from 5 people in a week, that's 50K, bro. That one can take care of something. You can take madam out and enjoy some good fish, like that. So this is a model. Now, the people that make it, they blueprint what they want to do. You must sit down. There are a lot of things you have in your head, but it doesn't happen like that. You must sit down with pen and paper to blueprint exactly what you want to achieve. Now, top 3% of world-class experts have what we call a model. Now, this is like a model. This is what powers what I do. Clarity about what you want to achieve, clarity about the customer. What is the framework? The framework is the step-by-step approach that will disconnect the person from his frustration, put him on a journey of transformation to the place of his celebration. So when I know what a person wants to achieve, I know your destination. I create solution that will bring you from your location and take you to your destination. That's what we want. Everybody wants to be happy. But what must you do to be happy? When you tell somebody now, they say, oh boy, you broke. That's not the real answer. Find out the secondary or the primary or the core problem. When you are able to find out the core problem, then what is the thing that is afraid of. When somebody say he lost his job and is crying, no, it is not the loss of the job that is making the person to cry. It is the fact that the bills that will not be paid, the embarrassment that are coming, the fact that the insults that are attached to your inability to be able to do, your lifestyle that is going to change, how you are going to change, all that are the things that is making the person to cry. Now, like I used to say constructively that if you go to burial, I used to say it humorously that when you go to a burial and then you see people crying. Now, some people are not crying because the person died. Some people are crying because the person is owing them. Because the person is owing them. Are we together? So that's the model. So you can see that I'm a pharmacist. Where am I going to? Do you understand? And blueprint, create a model like this. What are the things that I can do? You are clear about it. If I can get 3 or 4 hospitals to give me retainership, what happens? And I can supply them this particular drug. I know where to get it and I can get it. You design a system. You create a form. You create something that is fantastic process. Oh, I supply you this. When I was doing the the bottled water business. We gave hotels leverage of 7 to 14 days to be able to pay us because they work with what? PVs. Do you understand? So those are some of the things that we are talking about. So you must have a model, even as an expert, maybe as a prof. Now you must have clarity about, okay, what kind of papers can I write, right? In the international community, what kind of paper? If you're a specialist in a particular area, why don't you write more? I've been seeing Professor Sani doing a lot of paper. He gives us relevant information. Now, if he is attached to some particular institute, these findings, this research will monetize for him. You will only find when you are looking for some critical information, you find out that when you go, you only read the abstract. And then they'll tell you that if you intend to get the entire research, you will pay for it. Can you see that that is source of income from what? From his experience. As an expert, you are going to earn money. Your value is in your past and in the future of your clients. Your past, because what? Everything that you have learned is what you're bringing on board. The future of your client, because what? It is what you have known, what you have gathered, your resourcefulness that puts that client in the path, in the future where he wants, right? You meet a young lady now, what love means to a 19-year-old is not what it means to a 35-year-old. Are we together now? So those are some of the things. So you have to create and design a pattern that is going to what? Seriously what? Work for you. So when your bills are outpacing your income, now, there are two things. There are several things that could happen. The problem of the method means that the current problem that I'm bankrolling, how I'm currently running this business, is it generating me the income that I need? Then the method to the problem. That is, there is a right way to do a thing and there is a wrong way of doing it. Remember, I told you I had a very big vision. I was competent, I was resourceful, but I was operating on a wrong formula. And the wrong formula will never bring you the right answer, will not make you attractive to the right customer, and will not generate you the right sales, and will not bring you the right income. People will price you for nothing. The greatest frustration is when you are chasing the wrong customer. When you are dealing with the wrong customer, you are valueless. It's just like you want to open an account now, and then the person that makes the buying decision, you are a product that is meant for the CEO. You are talking to the gate man about it. You will just be talking. He doesn't have the capacity to buy, right? That's it. So that's inherent. It's called inherent risk. The problem of the method. I saw that the way I was running the business is not going to be okay. Now, because I know that, okay, one-on-one, there are different kinds of method you can use to run your business. If you are a teacher or a coach like me, you can do one-on-one. You can have online session. Like I just finished one session last week, which was the Premium Result Masterclass, right? It's online, 3 days online, just like this for 3 days. Engagement, 4 hours engagement. And then after that, there is also the 90 days coaching session, which what you also pay for if you need it, if you think that what you've gotten. So an amazing things happen. You are not just looking for transaction. You are more interested in the transformation of that particular person. So what is it that can change? Even in your compound, there can be somebody that can pay you for what you know in your compound. But your eyes are not open to see that this person's challenge, you have the solution to it, and you pay for it, you'll be willing to pay for it. That's the sincere truth. All right? So you are intentional. So knowing how to sell is superior to what you're selling. That's the sincere truth. If your gold is not sold in, you can't sell gold in pure leather, right? So if pharmacist is here now and he has a pharmacy inside village, right? Except he's attached to maybe health care, people like that. But when you're in the city, there's a way in which you design your pharmacy that will attract even big companies, right? But there's a way that your shop will look, they will say it's a drugstore. There's a difference between a pharmacist and a drugstore. But both of them are selling the same kind of drugs. So, but the people that will come to it, why is it that the same thing that you buy from a bookie, you will pay more in the supermarket? Why? The supermarket is organized, it's departmental. When you go, everything you want is what you enter, AC below you, you understand? And where you want to go, you go there. So it's different. The experience is what? Actually different. So that is it. Knowing how to sell is what? Superior to what you're selling. So your 99% income can be ruined by 1% missing link. Like I said before, many of us, we know a lot of things that we can do, but it's only in our head. You need to sit down and blueprint it. This and this and this is what I can do. If you want to solve somebody's problem, for instance, you want to treat COVID-19, and then you have the vaccine here in Nigeria. Now, you ask yourself 30 different questions that somebody will ask me. that I will answer if they must buy this drug. Can you see that now? Now, by the time you are able to answer 30 different questions that your customer can possibly ask you, what is happening? You are removing every form of doubt that the person may have for opening his pocket. Are we seeing it now? So your reasoning, your relationship, and your resourcefulness will go a long way to be able to convince your customer. The truth is that money making is a mindset, and you have to be creative about it. So the focus must be on the customer. And the truth is this: we have spent some time in the next 15 minutes. I should be true. Focus on the customer. How do you pull income from your competence and experience? If there is no paying customer, at least eventually there is no business, right? So if you have been doing charity, it's time to what? To be able to do business work for income. Now, what are the things that will power your what? That will make you a demand? Number one is the fact that who are you reaching? How are you reaching them? What reaches them? When we say who are you reaching, we are talking about what? The type of customer. There are customers that were highly profitable and highly problematic, right? Maybe you are selling dog. When it comes, he buys large quantity, but he will insult everybody there. That's a troublesome but profitable customer. Now, there is another kind of customer that is highly profitable, but what it is, his trouble is fair, is low. When he comes, he may make noise, but you can pacify and say, okay, come tomorrow, and there's no problem. He's going to understand and come. Now, there's another customer who is highly profitable and has no problem. The moment he comes, you say, how much is this drug? You say, 15, this drug is 5,000. He will not say anything. You just count money and give him. He doesn't have wala. The cost of maintenance is low, right? But it's highly profitable. That's a premium client, right? Those are the people that demands what? 80% of your attention, because they contribute 80% of your income. They are very few. They are 20% that contribute 80% of your profits, right? There's another kind of customer now that gives you small profit, but his problem too is small. Can you see it now? We have mentioned 4 different brands of customers now. So who are you reaching among them? Who are the bulk of your customers? Some people have problematic customers all around them, so they choke life out of them. They frustrate them in the business, right? So if you have this kind of customers, how do you cope? Now, if you work in an office and the majority of your downlines, you have one particular subordinate that is full of errors, at the same time insolent. He is not productive and he lacks manners. That's a high cost employee. Now, you have another component employee, which is that what? He contributes significantly. At the same time, he is what? A go-to person, right? He's well-mannered, well-cultured. He is a solution-driven person. His suggestions eventually becomes what the decision of the organization. That is a premium and a composite employee. Now you could be doing business and it could be composite in the sense that what? In the sense that what? You are doing one particular thing, but that thing that you are doing may not be profitable, but is bringing a traffic that generates income. I worked in the bank. There was a branch, Aba branch. For 10 years, it was making losses, but they could not shut down the branch. Why? Because Aba branch was connected to majority of their high net worth customers from Lagos, Ladiko, anybody that is buying something, they come to Aba to buy. So whenever they come, they pay their money into the account in their branch and come to Aba to come and withdraw. If you close that branch, you are going to victimize those customers. Can you see now? So the Aba branch was making losses, but it was sustaining other branches, so it could not be shut down. Can you see that now? So one time when when I was doing the distributorship business, now we discovered that we're selling juice. That people that come to buy the juice, they also want ask for water. So you see, that's complementary demand, right? It became a composite business. Now you can be teaching, like in the university. Moses knows. I was teaching in a particular. My teaching maybe today is that I was teaching in Success Partner. They were paying me 15 naira per hour. The Alzegzegi today that is controversial. The controversial Alzegzegi. I was teaching his son further mathematics in 100 when I was in 100 levels. I was teaching his son further mathematics, and they were paying me 150 naira per hour. But other ones that I was teaching, general class, was paying me 50 naira per hour. But it was that money that I was using to survive in school. And sometimes my father would come and say, how are you surviving? Those small money were contributing, right? They were contributing to the little income that I was getting from home. So now you can't run to anybody to get that assistance again. That's what I tell students. You don't know what you're doing now because provision is around you. When you get to the stage where you can't run to anywhere, you are on your own, then you take responsibility. Just like I posted some days back on my Facebook wall that I met a graduate and I said, in 5 years' time, where do you see yourself? And he got angry. I say, your suffering is loading. You are getting angry. I'm telling you that you cannot give, you went blank. You can't tell me where you be. So the ideal customer and the ideal process with the ideal solution gives you what? Premium income. Your ideal customer, the ideal customer, when you get the ideal customer and you are able to put them through an ideal process, like the pharmacist, when somebody comes to you, the moment the person is talking, the accuracy of your diagnosis will lead to the accuracy of your prescription. And the accuracy of your prescription brings healing to that particular one, that particular customer. And then what happens is that that person will go and say, hey, if you go to that place, and the moment you're talking, Amara, understand what is wrong with you. And it will give you the drug that will cure. What happens? You have multiplied the number of customers coming. So there is no small customer, because one customer can be a traffic driver to many other customers. Are we together? And that's how your income will multiply. So you've got to multiply your channels. Either you multiply your offer or you increase your premium clients. You increase your premium. The best source of freedom, even better than cash in the bank, is what? Positive cash flow. And how do you do that? There are 5 models. Quickly, are we getting some value? Am I making some sense here? Let me check the chat box and see what's happening. Yes. Are we getting some value here? Are we getting, is what I'm saying, is it making any sense? Let me know in the chat box. Am I making some sense? If I'm making some sense, let me, if there's anything that you're getting, yes, from here is making some sense to you, please let me know in the comment box. So, like I was saying, even though you are, if you are a teacher, you are a nurse, whatever it is that you are doing, is there a way in which you can multiply what you are doing? I told that lady that I went to a shop, I said, you have machines. What other things can this machine do that you are not aware of? Go for training, right? So because you are underutilizing the capacity of this machine, right? You should engage people to help you do more of your work than for you to have the machine idle. So if you're a teacher, the same way you write lesson notes, what happened? You are teaching chemistry. You have been teaching chemistry for 5 years now. You are supposed to have been able to write keys to passing your chemistry, your WAEC chemistry. And you are going to test run it from your students. You are offering it to them. There are keys to passing chemistry in WAEC. Imagine that all those our teachers, Comrade J. Ekpo and the rest of them, all those are teachers now, wrote all those books. I remember that time back in school, myself and M.K. Lawal were putting, I remember that there was a time I was putting head together to write a commerce textbook, and I think, yes, the commerce textbook is still existing to his credit now. Now look at how many years back now. If you are written that one book as a teacher, and it has been in sales, and even get endorsement from publishing out, can you imagine the kind of royalty that he would have gotten? Can you see it now? Now, this is it. If this were not a class and a family forum, after this online session now, you carry this to say, if you're interested in this particular recording, you pay 1,000 naira. If there are 20 people that are here, that's 20K, right? Because you want to listen to the recording again, right? Because repetition is what creates persuasion, right? The more the adverts, they show you the advert, the more the image, the more your doubts are wearing about, the more you're willing to try. That's it. But it is not the advert that converts. It is the messaging in the adverts that convert you. So you must know how to message. There is a way somebody will talk to you, you bring out money, you pay, right? It's not that they sweet-mouthed you or they manipulated you. You are seeing that what this person is talking about me. And that's why when people want to sell, they talk about your problem. By the time they start talking about your problem, they start connecting with you. I say, well, are you 40 years old and you have been working for some time and you have discovered that your take home does not take you home and your salary, your month is at the end of the month and your money does not get to the end of the month. Now, what I'm about to share is for you. Will you pay attention or not? You will. I've secured your attention. And then if I have, one of the strategies is that what, if I have a 3-step process, I will tell you one and say, if you want the remaining 4, pay for the class. What happens? You will go and be fighting with men. I need to get the remaining 3. It is called the concept of the incomplete story, right? Because you want to complete it. And that's why when you're watching a series, what happens? When they get to a strategic point, they will say the next episode. So you have to subscribe. You have to go back and subscribe. They earn more income. So you see it now. 5 customer funded models. So the art of making money without money, in case you don't have money. Now let's look at it. Now we have the matchmakers model. What is the matchmakers model? Just like the same way you have Amazon. What is these people that are in Lagos that when you want to buy from them, they also buy from Alibaba? I'm trying to remember the name of this online store in Nigeria. What is that online store now? That when you will be the one, you will pay first before you get the goods. And they'll say they will dispatch the goods to you to meet you in
Jumia. Is it
so
Jumia?
even when they advertise, Jumia, God bless you, Jumia. Yeah, Jumia. There are some things that you request from Jumia. Now, it's an online store. They don't have it in their store, but it's advertised. But they know how to source it from what? From Alibaba. So what happens is that within the time of delivery to you, what happens is that your money that you paid, because you will pay before you get the goods. When you pay the money, they will do what? You get the goods and dispatch it to you. They have made the margin out of it. There is an understanding. They even create that understanding. It's just like the referral system. Are we together? So the matchmaker, just like estate agent, you know somebody looking for a house. You know where there is a house. What happens? You match the two of them together. You have not put any money into it. What happens? You make your margin and go away. That's how some people have made money. Selling, doing estate agent. You see somebody want to sell a house. You get a buyer that wants to sell it. They sold the house for 15 million. And you are the agent that brought the two together. What happened? You get 10%. How much is that? 1.5 million naira. Cool. So if you are a people's person, right, I tell some retirees, rather than roaming about the street, greeting people here and there, be an agent. Are we together? And make some money out of it. Don't just be popular for nothing. Commercialize that popularity. Are we together? Well, so you like that. So you commercialize the idea. Are we together? Excuse me. So pay in advance model like consultants, online courses. You want to take an online, if this were to be a course now, you would have paid me. And since the cloud recording, I have to pay to secure, that's permit to be able to record online. When you pay, I'll get my access. I will expand my access to be able to serve it. So pay in advance model. If you want to work on a carpenter now, when you go to hospital now, they say buy car, pay consultancy fee first. Are we together? So pay in advance model. What are those things that people pay in advance for? That's why some people can afford to go. Somebody is raising a hand. Who is that? Ask to unmute. Who is that? Somebody is raising a hand. Abella is raising hand. Yes, Abella, yes, you want to say something? You can unmute yourself now so that you can talk. It's like she wants to say something. Okay, let's go on. She wanted to say something. Okay, so the next model will be what? Subscription model. Now, like my wife, my family, they like Jennifer Diary, right? Is sometimes you just need something to unwind and all that. But it is subscription based now. Do you understand? Subscription based. And then if the subscription is just 600 naira, but let's say you have 6 million subscribers. For what? For 600 naira. How much is that? Every month, let's say you have 6 million subscribers and the subscription is 600 naira. How much is that? So all you have to do is to go and prepare what people subscribe to. And that's the model which YouTube runs, right? So some of my videos, if I have a YouTube channel, but it's not monetized yet. So by the time I move some of my videos, I do a lot of videos on Facebook and the rest of them and some group which I belong to, right? And by the time I move them to YouTube now, what happens is that I get subscribers. And when I hit the limit, they create a limit, maybe I think 10,000 hours or so and 4,000 subscribers, like that. When you have 10,000 minutes of view, and then you have 4,000 subscribers, what happens? You begin to get paid. There are people that make 10, 15, 20,000. So you can create a blog. If you like writing, you create a blog, and as it generates traffic, what happens? As people go there and you start to generate income from it, it's passive, it's your passion, but you have what? It has become economic, right? I write, I teach, I monetize it. So it's passionate for me. What I'm doing right now, I'm enjoying myself. I'm talking to people, and it's fun for me. I'm just adding value to people. Everybody will be happy for the value that they are getting, because naturally, if I'm to do this for clients or customers, you pay me $100. Are we together? So scarcity model. Like Zara, I'm sure many of us know Zara, the Zappos, Zara. Zara was one organization. What they do is that they create different kinds of style of a particular fabric in different regions. Their sales model is that if they are in Abuja, they have one fabric. They will go to Abuja market, they go to Port Harcourt market, and go to the corporate place. They have field agents. So they send this sales rep to the field to inquire the kind of style that they prefer. Those in Kano have different tastes. Those in Port Harcourt have different tastes. Those in Lagos have different tastes. So you find out that they have one fabric, you understand, that is done in different styles in different regions, right? And they are normally available for not more than 2 weeks. And they produce limited quantity so that when they advertise it in different places, maybe 20 pieces, you find out that before that 2 weeks, they are cleared up. They will not repeat it. They bring another fabric and repeat it like that. So they have that scarcity based model, right? They create artificial scarcity with unique designs that clears their stock. Can you see that now? So what is it? What is the service that is scarce that you can create an urgency around, even when you don't have money? You say, okay, I'm going to give free eye test for 24 hours. If you're interested, you come in. What happens? That 24 hours, a lot of people will come. By the time the 24 hours go, what happens? The people that will come next will pay. Are we together? So like that. So service providers model, just like apps. If you want to download an app, you have to use your data is money. When you calculate the amount of data you spend, it translates into money to them. Can you see that now? So you need to just be determined. So all that you need to power this is just understand that you must have mastery at the back of your mind. You must know exactly what you are doing. Your stock must produce results, must create solution. For instance, if this particular class now does not make any sense to you, you will not still be here. Now you must have a model. The model is the architectural framework. Start with the end in mind. Like if you're a good reader, you must have read maybe Tim Ferriss or Gary Chapman, 5 Love Languages. Tim Ferriss has 4-hour work week. Then he has 4-hour job or something like that. There's a model. If you have read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it's on a model of independence, dependence, and interdependence. Dependence, interdependence, and independence. That's a model. And that model can be used in different dimensions. Just like what you're seeing on the screen now is a model. In the sense that there's a mastery you have about a thing, and you have a model that supports that mastery. You have knowledge. You bring it down, you blueprint it. Okay, this is where it starts from. This is where it goes to. This is where it ends. Then you create a messaging, a method of communication that will attract the kind of market that will pay you money. Now, all of us have this mastery. All we need to do, create a model around it and do get your communication right. You should be able to communicate in a manner that will attract the person that has that particular problem that is willing to pay. Are we together? That's how to blueprint your business. And I think we have come to the end of this particular class. So you can see, for you to get paid, you just need to position yourself. You need to be an authority in your field. You need to be full of insights and ideas, and then you'll be in demand. That is the acronym for PAID. P-A-I-D. That's another concept there. So you can have your own concept. It's about creativity. The moment you say paid, now if you write a book now and you just want to talk about only this 4 and you call it paid, or you write get paid, what happens? You create curiosity. When you create curiosity, somebody wants to know. Then in your messaging, you say, okay, for whatever it is that you're doing, there must be a method in which you get paid for what you know. Now, in this particular book, there are 4 different things that you will have to compulsorily understand for you to be able to get paid. What happens? It gets interesting. For you to know, in this book, these are the things you're going to learn. It's going to take you through step-by-step process on how to get this. As I'm talking now, some of you want to pay for the book already. All right. So I'm in my field. A fish is a king when it's in water. That is the truth. But if he keeps his mouth closed, it will stay alive. Right? Good. So step 1 is clarify your income and your earning mission. Now you want to earn 60,000. Now, what is your income goal? In this month now, you want to see, I want to package myself. I want to do this. I want to do that. What is your goal? You must always have a goal. If you don't have a goal, you will not be disciplined about your activity and your productivity. That's the truth. So what is your goal? What type of work best suits me and excites me? For instance, now what I'm doing, as you can see, I'm enjoying myself. Now, what do I want to do? I want to make money. Now, how do I intend to make the money? I must be doing something that will bring me to that particular level. What type of work best suits me so that I will not be frustrated easily? Now, how much do you intend to earn per client? How much do I want somebody to pay me? I want somebody to pay me $100. I want to be talking to students. Are we together? So step 2 is what? I'll look for what? The perfect client. The perfect client. I've told you how you can get the perfect client already. Step 3 would be, what are the 3 simple solutions that a person who intends to pay you enjoy? Right? They say immediately you enter into some shop, they first give you cold water. You enter some hotel, they'll bring you, what do you call it, sweet and everything like that. All that one, they are just preparing for how much they are going to charge you. Right? Now, so when you get the perfect clients, ensure that you have what? 3 simple solutions that person can immediately get from what you're saying. Like now, what we're talking, I told you that as you are there, we're doing some exercises. Put yourself on a scale from 1 to 10. Where would you say your income status is? Now, what must you do? I've said a lot of things are in your head. Blueprint them, put them down, create a model around them. And these are immediate satisfaction you are getting from this class, right? Immediate satisfaction you are getting. So step 3 is what? Think about that. And step 4, which is the last step, would be to determine the elasticity of your results, right? The end result. Where was the person when you met the person, when the person came to you? Where would the person be after the leave you? For instance, now, by the time we finish this class now, some of us will be better. Some of us will be better. And there are some of us that what I'm saying is not new to you at all. You have not gained anything at all. And then there are some of us that what you are better. You say, man, this particular class or this session added value. Like the Aya was saying that when they went back, they kept talking about the session, right? That means that session made them better than they were. So you see, if there's a course like that, and if you go now and say, oh, Julius Afolabi is offering this course, you say, oh, I'm going to get value from that, you pay for it. Are we together? So that's what we're saying. So that is that about that. And that brings me to the end of this particular class. So I like every one of us that is still around to unmute themselves and let me ask. If you have any questions, you can ask me. We have spent nearly 2 hours and this session will go off in 12 minutes. So I'd like us to unmute ourselves. Can I stop my share now so that I can see everybody? Now, wow, thank you very much. I didn't even know some of us are still here. Amara, thank you very much. Yeah. Yes, Ade, thanks. Moses. Yes. So I'd like to know what your feedback is. How has the class been? We have spent the last 1.5 hours talking. So let me get your feedback. What has it added any value to you? Is there any question you want to ask before we draw a curtain on this session? Yes, who is going first?
Yeah, I think your presentation was good. I don't really have a question. All you said was quite noted and interesting. Thank you so much. But but I think it's too long.
Okay.
The presentations, because when presentations become too long, people
you get tired.
Yeah, you get tired. So I think it will have been like 30 minutes to 1 hour.
Yes.
Yeah, you end the presentation so that people don't tune off that much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Who's going next?
Yeah. Thank you so much for the presentation. Personally, I think the presentation was very, very objective and practical. You know, you just don't set up a business because maybe you feel you've arrived. You have to actually avoid unnecessary things that will cause bleeding. But my question is this, probably for some of us that is outside, honestly, I so much desire to, to have a business back in Nigeria. But I think the problem is the issue of integrity. You know, I used to have a friend, he told me like maybe over 3 years ago, he had a job and he needed some money to balance up. So I gave him like 1.1 million. I said he was going to give me back in a month. Over 3 years, up to now, he has not given me. So, you know, and I so much also want to go into the car business fully. But now, how do you balance it? How do you really work with somebody that, you know, that is trustworthy? I think the problem most of us have that is outside the country is integrity. Trust. Nigerians lack integrity. That is the honest way, which is the biggest problem that I think a lot of Nigerians have. You know, from experience, people even send money for land to build. It's all a mess. So that I don't know how. You see,
the truth is this: that one of the major capital of business profiting is trust. The moment there is no trust, you don't have a business, and that's why, to a large extent, your values and your character matter if you are going to make money. That's the truth. And for you that is trying to invest, you must pre-qualify the person you want to work with. And that's the reason why, you see, when you are working in a bank, they'll say, bring guarantor. Then they will go and they'll put you on probation. Then they will go and find out from other schools. There's a school that I know that if they want to admit a child, they will go, and if a child is transferring from another school, the school will go, the headmaster will go to the school where the child is coming from and ask whether they are defaulters. They are doing that so that they will not be victims of what? School fees, bad debt. Do you understand? So you must pre-qualify the person you want to work with and create a system where the person does not interact with cash. Do you understand? Now, the only thing you need is to secure a place where the car can be. The person creates a place where the car is sold. Direct payment is made with you. Conversation. You have a stand, you understand? And then conversation is done to you. Money is paid directly to you. You can automate the payment and agree on sharing formula. In the sense that when the money is paid, his own share goes to him automatically. There's a central account, but there is what the accounts are prepared in the sense that as the money is hitting you, his own is hitting him. Do you understand? And the signatories to that account, is you as an A signatory and the person as the second signatory, and it cannot be changed. Do you understand? So to a large extent, you ensure that you can, if you can separate the person from cash and put him in the administration, the person pays, the money is paid into an account. You say, how will you know the person that wants to buy and the person will pay into an account? Of course, you must have conversation. The deal cannot be completed without you. That is it. So you need to pre-qualify who is going to work for you. That is the sincere truth. Now, you trust, like I said in the beginning, trust but verify. Among us, yes, there are people that you cannot trust because people have changed. A lot of things are happening to people. Now, the guy that went away with your 1.1 million naira now, he may have been trapped in one form of thing or the other like that. And, you know, he may have just gone into something I cannot explain. But he has not built the capacity to come to you to explain to you, this is what happened and this is what happened. And you may not just understand. So you have to pre-qualify who you want to work with. That's the sincere truth. It's not everybody you can work with. That's the truth. So that's it. You must create a vendor. Sometimes you may, even your own blood brother self may not be able to do it well. That is the sincere truth. So that's the truth. So there are genuine people. It doesn't mean that there are no genuine people. There are genuine people. You understand? It's the ability to just get the genuine persons that will determine. Some will sell your car and buy another one and mass produce and multiply the money before they pay you back. So, and that's why I say, if there's a process that can configure payment directly to you, but the person gets his own share, like that. Just like the housing agent, if you just bring the person that want to take the house to the person. When they pay the landlord, they pay you your own. And you have seen people that didn't pay the agent their own money. It's like that. It happens too. So I think that is going to help us. Any other question in the, I think, yes. Any other question?
Yes, I just want to say that thank you for the presentation. And excuse me, it was a very enlightening time. I just want to add to what Joel said and probably to what you said. I don't really have any questions in my mind. I have so many questions actually, but I have so many questions, but we don't have time for it. But just a few things I noticed that we need to consider, you know, business requires a lot of mental capacity.
Yeah.
You know, and so you have to weigh your risk. Yeah. You have to put into consideration, what's my risk level? I know the case of Nigeria is a very different case. I mean, when you have to feed your family, you're not even going to think about you're not even think about your health. You just need, man, I have to do what I have to do to survive. You know, and this contributes to your lifespan, right? I mean, if you check the mortality rate of men in Nigeria, it's like 50 years old, which is very
52.
sad. 52, you know, and in this part of the world, it's like 80, you know, and so sad.
You can imagine.
You know, because there's, you know, the system is put together, you know, and then you have the time to consider your health before you make a move. But, you know, we have to be intentional. This is about intentional, what's the session again? Intentionally
growing your
trying
income,
to get the
intentional income growth.
Exactly. So we have to be intentional too, as you know, when we are, you know, going to things like this. You have to think of, like, for instance, look at what Joel gave somebody over $1 million naira. This was 3 years ago. You know, I mean, you can imagine the trauma he goes through, you know, thinking about it, even getting angry, sitting down, you can't do anything about it, just get angry. I mean, that's punishment for your own self, right? You know, and it's affecting you, you know, it affects your relationships. I mean, uncalled for. So sometimes we have to put risk into consideration. I mean, am I a risk seeker? Am I wired in such a way that, man, risk come? Boah. I mean, I remember my late father, sorry, I'm just going to say this briefly. My late father entered farm fishing business some years ago. And man, the fish was doing great. I mean, like, I was just shocked. He dug we had this big compound, you know, in Congo campus then, you know, so he dug a very big, I mean, I was like, saw the fishes, catfish, wow, they're growing. They're big, you know. I was not home, then I left, you know. This fish was doing great, poultry was doing great. But then we had a very big heat once, you know. They told me over the phone because I left the home. Overnight, the fish is just turned upside down.
Everything, wow.
It did hit my posture. I don't know if you recovered. You know, it's late now, but so these are things to put into consideration. I mean, he battled with high blood pressure for a long time. And that, you know, so these are things that you should do, you know, think about, you know, your business, you think about your health.
Elasticity,
you know? So risk is something that I just want us to factor in. I mean, it should not be a reason not to, but it should be a reason, I mean, you should be intentional. Like,
you shouldn't ignore it.
Yeah, you shouldn't ignore it. Yeah, so that's just what I want to say. Nice to see, apart from that, nice to see you guys. I'm not just here for the training, I'm also here for catch up. You know, see faces is very good and makes you happy, you know. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks. Okay. Who's coming up next? Okay. Moses, you're coming up next.
My question is, we are talking about being intentional with income.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Is it possible to be intentional with expenses too?
Of course, definitely. The moment you bring down your expenses, your income will grow. You know, sometimes you may not be able to add more income, but if you're not able to add more income, you should be able to reduce your expenses. Okay. For instance, like your salary is 80,000.
At this age,
and then
that we are in.
Yes, at this age. Hello. What do? You are going to be overspending, right? If you're going to be intentional about your income, your expenses, for instance, your income has not changed. If your income has not changed, what do you have to do? You change your lifestyle to suit your income level. How did our parents that didn't earn as much as we do, how did they survive to raise us? But that's the truth. It's either you multiply your income or you reduce your expenses. Yes, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But you know, the times have changed.
Yes.
Times have changed. Just like you said, these are age.
Yes.
I think I need to reframe my question very well.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is that it's difficult for you to lower your expenses now. Because now, by tomorrow morning, I heard fuel is going to be 192.
192?
Yes. That's what I got.
And all this come up all this comes, they all come up suddenly.
It's not something your income has not changed. Your income has not changed,
sir.
So you yes, see, sir. That's why I'm saying that we must think of how to multiply our income channels. And if we, in the meantime, when we cannot multiply our income channels, we must see how we can stay within our income so that we don't get frustrated. Like I said, when I was driving a Ford Explorer, and why I was driving is that it was good for business, it was good for family, it was good for outing. Now, the business that we're using it for, when the business stopped, I sold the car and bought a Camry. I don't owe anybody any explanation. That's my life. Are we together? I sold the car because the business that was powering the expenses, it's very cost to maintain the Ford Explorer. Now, the business that was powering the expenses of the Ford Explorer had gone. So why should I be entangled with what is not working? So I sold the car and bought a lower cost maintenance car, right? It didn't change me. It's you that you are looking at, oh, he was driving a Ford, now he's driving Toyota. I have not come to your house to beg for food. We have to face reality. That is the sincere truth about it. It's difficult to compress our expenses. So it must be absolutely necessary for you to buy. You cannot afford to be at impulse now. It is too risky. For instance, everybody in some places now, they are locked down. You understand? Your car would have been parked there. You understand me? And before you have the opportunity to even drive, the engine might kick. So look at what happened Go Okada or something like that. See, when they shut down that business, they moved it straight to Okada. Some people that had retail business were cooking from home and were dispatching. So they thought of another model instantly because people cannot gather together again. Now, you cannot shut down your office. So you create remote working system. Can you see it now? So you must check where is my money coming from? Where is my money going to? People become broke because what? Everybody is taken from your pocket. Whose pocket are you controlling? If you are not controlling anybody's pocket and everybody is controlling your pocket, you can never be rich. You will always be at the mercy of others. So we must create product, no matter what you are doing, multiply it. For instance, if you are working with beans, there are different things that beans can do. You can do akara, you can do moi moi, you can do. So if you are working with flour, if you are working with flour now, you are only doing bread. You are a minus. You cannot make profit. You must do donuts. You must do spring roll. Everything that flour can do, exploit. And that's why I said, after this class, sit down with a plain sheet of paper. What are the things that I can do that I enjoy doing? Then you start thinking, how can I monetize it? What product can I create out of it? I say, okay, if people are passing in front of your house every day, they say, who is selling akamu? Do they sell akamu here? They are coming to you every day. They are asking, do they sell akamu here? You are waiting for God to tell you to start selling the akamu. You are deceiving yourself now. Do you understand? So like that, people keep coming to you and ask you things about maybe a teacher. They say, oh, that man sabi chemistry, no be small. It's time for you to write a chemistry textbook. You create it once and you make money recurrently. That is the truth. You may say it's not working. You can create WhatsApp class, common WhatsApp class. There are people that make 7 figures, millions for WhatsApp class. WhatsApp. Just the same WhatsApp that people use, this same WhatsApp that we are using to do our 95 that we are chatting like this. Some people create courses and it's through that WhatsApp. They advertise it, just put it there. They just create the product and hang it there like a spider and be waiting, and they'll be advertising it and be advertising it. Before you know, somebody will say, what are you selling here? Now, when we started business, for about 6 months, nobody entered the shop and said, what are you selling here? So, but if you don't have a strong mind, you will not be able to do business. That's the truth. Every day you are planning, but you have not stepped out to do it. You must test the waters. Some will work, some will not work. But you must define, sit down. Who do I want to serve? What do I intend to get from it? Do you understand? Who and who can make this work? And then you step out. And then before you know it, once you get one person, it is the beginning of good things. Once you get one person, you will get another person. If you get 2 persons, you get another person. It may take you time, but over time, what will happen? You become known in that particular thing, and then the traffic will become natural. So we need that tenacity. We must control our expenses, no matter how much you make. No matter how much, have a way of, if you make profit, divide it into 50% and ensure that you use the other one. Any other thing? Moses?
Yeah, Julius, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Being intentional, your mindset, you have to think outside the box.
True.
To be intentional. Then our mindset, you have to change your mindset. The regular things you do, if you want to do it again, you will get the same result. So
yeah,
it's important. What we learned this evening is so inspiring. Thank you so much, Sajid. It's nice to hear you talk again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks.
So I think that we have had a wonderful time. Thank you very much for staying till this particular time. I really appreciate the time that we have spent together, and I want to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share part of what I do with you. And thank you very much. So some of the things that we have
sorry, Julius.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am interrupting you. I just want to encourage you. Consistency is beautiful. You've been so consistent. I remember when you started this, we were friends on Facebook, like, what's Julius doing? But you've been consistent. This is how many years now? I want to encourage you to keep it up. And I remember back in school, my friend used to say, consistency works wonders. Keep it up. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just had that to say and to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. So with the permission of the Iron Lady, so I think we can bring this class to a close. Okay. So Amara, thank you very much. Amara has gone to sleep.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I enjoyed your lecture. I did.
Thank you so much. So by the time we'll have it again, we'll summarize it in 30 minutes. But you people have had the full dose. So the next class is going to be a microwave session. So
thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
All right. Thank you. That was just coming when we are closing.
Good night, guys.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Okay. Taiwo, you are just coming in. Taiwo, Olajide, you are just coming in. We have closed. Taiwo, I just want to welcome you before we go. Okay, my daughter is greeting you. See my classmate there. They want to see, they can't see you. Come, let them see your face. See my daughter here. Taiwo, I'm waiting for you to log on so that I'll tell you that you see my classmates. See Mrs. Ogedengbe, you can find there. She's saying hi to you. Hi. Taiwo, you are connecting. I want Taiwo to connect. Let me tell him that we have closed. Yes. Taiwo. Taiwo. Hello, Taiwo. Hello, Taiwo. Hello, Taiwo. You can unmute yourself. Let me hear you before I close this class. Hello, Taiwo. Taiwo, good evening.
Good evening, Julius.
Taiwo, you are just joining now. We have just finished the session. You are coming when we are closing.
Yeah. I went to church. I had to take care of something. So.
Hey, yeah.
That's your daughter.
Yeah, welcome. I said, fine. I said, let me welcome you before I shut down.
Thank
everybody,
you.
Everybody has just left now.
Hey, how do we get the?
I'll send the link so that you can still check it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. That's your daughter. What's her name?
Her name is Ayo.
What's her name?
Ayomide. Ayomide.
Ayomide. Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. How are you? Ayo?
I'm fine.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Julius. Where do you stay?
I stay in Calabar.
Where?
Calabar.
Calabar, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay, please greet your family.
Yeah, they will hear. What's up, madam? Regards to her.
Everybody's fine. They have already gone to bed.
Thanks. Eh?
All right. Thank you, man.
I guess there will be more teachings.
Yes, by the grace of God.
By the grace of God.
All right. Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.